So Helen is a Massachusetts native, and I gave you guys this program, and here's the thing. I said, Bob, read what it says on the bottom. He said, I don't have my glasses. I said, I don't have my glasses either. However, we will not claim what Macy Lee claimed. We are not 60. Right? Okay. Without further ado, I want to give you the amazing, the fabulous, the funniest, the most incredible Helen Hong.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Oh my God, give it up for Linda Champion. Linda Champion is biologically half Korean, but spiritually 1000% Korean. She is the most overachieving woman I have ever met. You know, one of my favorite things is that we've had like everybody coming up here being like, do whatever you want, follow your dreams. Two lawyers told you that, which is the most Korean thing I've ever heard. Don't listen to them, listen to me. I never got a law degree. I'm not an MD. I didn't get any engineer. I'm a stand-up comedian. So thank you. I'm the only one in this room who can legitimately tell you to do whatever you want. Follow your dreams. You don't need an MD like these idiots. You can follow your dreams, and one day you too can be telling jokes in a gazebo behind a hotel. You too can be this successful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited to be part of this organization, Korean American Citizens League of New England. This is, I want to say, the first time that my parents actually got excited about my career. I have been on TV I've been on TV for 15 years professionally. This woman's like, who are you? She's looking, really? I've never heard of you. I'm low-key famous. Very low-key, like D-list. But anyway, I've been on TV for 15 years, and this is the first time my parents are like, Korean American Citizens League, our church members have heard of you. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to make my parents proud. Thank you so much. My parents are right here. Mom and Dad, Mr. and Mrs. Hong. Apparently, we're the only Koreans in here not named Lee or Kim. I can't believe, what are the chances every single one of you is a Lee or Kim? Like, there are a couple of other last names, but no. You guys went full OG. I heard, thank you for your speech, Linda. I heard from Linda's speech that there are people in here who have 돈 많이, which means a lot of cash. So if you are someone in here who has 많이 돈, 저하고 친구 되세요. 저하고 친구, which means I want to be your friend. If you have 돈 많이, let's be friends. Let's be friends. Come see me after the show. Okay, so just to get a lay of the land, who in here speaks perfect Korean? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Nobody. Nobody except this 선생님 and my parents and her friend. My parents and her friend are the only ones who speak perfect Korean, which is great. Great for a Korean American organization. What about if you speak, I'm not gonna ask perfect English. I'm gonna guess the whole room speaks perfect. What about Konglish? Anybody speak Konglish? Some of you speak oh, good. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do some Konglish jokes. The rest of you are gonna learn some Korean tonight. 돈 많이, that's key. I'm so excited. You know what's so exciting to me is this is awesome. I was on every single table. While you were eating barbecue, I was staring at you. That is so exciting. This is like, I've never been married. This was like a wedding. I feel like I feel like I got married tonight. We were a beautiful gazebo. My name is on the program. My face is there. I feel married. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I have to read because I have no short-term memory. All right, so clap if you've ever been to Korea. A lot of you. Okay, Korean culture is so crazy, right? It's been dominating. I mean, it's so crazy between K-pop and K-drama and K-beauty and Squid Game. Like, everybody is into Korean culture now, which was not, like, you guys are lucky that you're coming up in this time because people are familiar with your culture. People think it's cool. When I was coming up, do you know the only Korean people, the only famous Koreans were Kim Jong-un and Psy. Those were the only two famous Koreans. And so I was compared, like people would come up to me and be like, you're Korean? Like that fat weirdo? Those two fat weirdos, right? That's Kim Jong-un and Psy are two fat weirdos, let's face it. I mean, no offense, but. And I was like, yep, that's me. I'm not a fat weirdo, but I'm here. But you know what's so great about Korean culture is when I was coming up, it was very strict, very conservative, very strict, very like you had to be a certain way. And the beauty of like, you know, the progress of time is that Korean culture is getting more progressive, right? More relaxed, more progressive. Here's how I know. I went to Korea recently, 2 months ago. I took a flight and it was Korean Air. Now, I don't know if you guys know the history of Korean Air, but historically, you could not be a flight attendant on Korean Air unless you looked like a model. Seriously, a model. Like, it's like famous in Korea that if you tell people that you're a flight, like people go up to strangers and be like, are you a model? And they're like, Korean Air. Flight attendant, even better than a model. Like, seriously, you can Google this, it's amazing. There's a really stringent program to become a Korean Air flight attendant. You have to be like 5'9" and skinny and gorgeous, and that's historically been flight attendants on Korean Air. I flew Korean Air 2 months ago, and there were 2 gay men who were flight attendants. I was like, oh my God! There was 2 gay men and 1 chubby woman. I was like, yes! We are making progress. This is amazing. I looked at them, I was like, 10 years ago, you would have been fired. You would have never made the cut. But they did it. I was like, this is progress. So you too can be a doctor, lawyer, or flight attendant. Any one of you can be a flight attendant for Korean Air, and that can be your dream. Or you can tell jokes over water and tell jokes. My parents go to Korea a lot. My parents generally go to Korea once a year or every twice a year. And every time they go to Korea, they get some sort of cosmetic procedure. Now, I don't know if you guys know that you go to Korea to get cosmetic surgery. That is the only reason. You go to buy you buy a whole new suitcase, you load up on K-beauty products, then you get a little work done, you come back, every flight coming back from Korea, everybody's bandaged. Everybody's got a bandage. You can't see their face, they're stitched up, they're like, don't touch my nose, like it's very, my parents are meanwhile like 80. And they are still, so last time they came back from Korea, I FaceTimed them and I was like, whoa, Dad, what's up with your eyebrows? My dad's eyebrows, they just got back from Korea a month ago. They look like they have caterpillars on their face. Caterpillars, look at my dad's eyebrows. My dad's eyebrows, I mean amazing eyebrows. The most beautiful man in this gazebo. 81 years old, impeccable eyebrows, impeccable. But I said when he first got them done, I was like, Dad, what's with the caterpillars on your face? And he was like, what do you mean? So if you speak Korean, 송충이, right? Only one person understands. That's Korean for caterpillar. So now we've learned two words, 돈 많이, and 송충이 means caterpillar. So Mom, please show them your eyebrows too. Please, Mom. Mom, come on. Your eyebrows are amazing. Incredible eyebrows. I come back, I'm completely Americanized, so I come back from Korea and they're like, we can't tell. Your face looks exactly the same. What is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm old school, I'm sorry. I like my nose. I like my nose the way it came out. And they're like, no. Koreans are like, no, you need to fix that. Totally Americanized. I don't know if you guys have been to Korea lately, but guess what? They have Dunkin' Donuts there. They have Dunkin', yeah, so you guys can go and feel completely at home. Last time I did the show, make some noise if you were here the last show I did in September. Okay, 5 of you. Last time I was here, I made fun of Dunkin' Donuts, and I had to leave the room. They were like, you get off the stage. Get off the stage. You're fired. You're fired. There's so much coffee in Korea. Koreans are so obsessed with. I literally was looking at a block, and it was like Edia coffee and Champion coffee and Happy Time coffee and Coffee Happy Time and a Starbucks. And the Starbucks is now closing. Okay, you guys don't keep up with the news. There's a big drama with Starbucks. Don't worry about it. Okay, I think it's so funny that all of our recipients were named Kim and Lee. It was kind of a joke. I kept being like, the next name's gotta be Park or Che or something, right? No, you guys just kept coming hard, Kims and Lees. And this is actually a unique struggle about Korean culture, is that there's only 5 Korean last names. Only 5, right? Kim, Lee, Park, Che. Hong is actually a pretty minority, there's not that many Hongs, but still, when an entire country only has 5 last names, there's still gonna be a million of us. So my first name is Helen. My father gave me that name. And when I was older, I was like, Dad, did you name me after the most beautiful woman in the entire history of the world, Helen of Troy? And he was like, nope. I named you after the blind, deaf, and dumb one. That's the one that I'm named after. Blind, deaf, and dumb. So I learned that when my parents were in school, their generation, they didn't learn about that many famous American people, right? They only learned about a handful. The one that every school child in my parents' generation learned about in Korea was Helen Keller. She was a big historical figure. She overcame this huge obstacle. She was blind, deaf, and dumb, and she became a scholar and all this stuff. So actually, there are a lot of people named Helen Hong because of the fact that Helen Keller was so famous and because there are a million people named Hong. So I occasionally Google my own name, and I'm so impressive. I'm so impressive because there are like 12 Korean Helen Hongs who are MDs, legit. There are 12 Helen Hong MDs. There's 6 dentists. There's like 17 lawyers. So Mom and Dad, I did it. I won. If you Google my name, I am actually I did it. I'm successful Korean Helen Hong. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to remember other jokes that I wrote. I wrote some really good ones, but I just can't remember them. Okay, so I perform all over the country. I travel a lot to perform, and I recently was in Maui. Has anybody been to Maui? Make some noise if you've been to Maui. Okay, great. 돈 많이 많이? I feel like, sir, I feel like you are the 돈 많이 많이. I mean, you're wearing a pink shirt and pink pants. You clearly have got to have some cash. You are so confident. You are the cash money man. You're tanned. Come on. 친구 되자. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. 돈 많이 많이 king over here. Of course, he's like, of course I've been to Maui. Duh. All right, so I don't know if you guys know about Maui. Maui has a chicken problem, like a wild chicken problem. So somebody years ago had like chickens on a farm and they just let them go into the street and they just kept having babies and babies and babies. And now when you go to Maui, they're just running all over the street like squirrels or like pigeons. They're just randomly all over the street. And I was like, guys, you have a chicken problem. And they're like, the whole show was like, oh, it's terrible. It's such a big problem. I was like, you know what will solve your chicken problem? One busload of Korean tourists. Wipe them out. Wipe them out. One busload, especially like my parents' generation, like Korean ajummas and ajashis, ooh, wiped out. They're gonna have the barbecue of the century with these Maui chickens. I was like, one busload, 1 week, no more chickens. No more chickens. So next time you go to Maui, think about that. Bring some Korean friends, and then you could have some really fresh chicken. Yes, you just have to be able to catch it. You just need a net. Yeah, they're all over. You can see the hens with the babies following. Oh my God, delicious. If you eat chicken, if you're fast enough to eat a chicken, free chicken all week. I love that the one Korean lady's like, can I get details? I need details. She wanted details. She's gonna book a flight tomorrow to go to eat fresh Maui chicken. Yes, ajumma, free chicken, go. Go get the free chickens. Okay. I'm so happy to see like diversity. This is such a wonderful organization that's so diverse. I thought when I got booked that I would be telling jokes to a bunch of Korean people, and there's not that many. There's like everybody's mixed. Like, you know, it's you guys and my parents. And then the rest of you are like 돈 많이 많이. Mix of 돈 많이 많이 people. Okay. I do one of my favorite things. Who was the one that said they got confused? They're not Korean, but they look. Macy, you look Korean to me. Really, but you're Chinese. Oh, I have that face too. I have that face. Right? I look Korean, but I also look Chinese. Yeah? The Chinese people are like, yup. This whole Chinese contingent was like, girl, we're shocked. We are shocked. You're surprised. I do. And I learned that I look Chinese when I lived in New York City. And anytime I would be walking down the street in New York City, some little old lady from Chinatown would be like, dang, 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 dang. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're saying. And then they would get angry. They would get mad at me because they're like, you don't know your culture. I don't know. Like, you don't know your culture. You're a sellout, whatever. And I was like, I am so sorry. I was never taught Chinese because I am not Chinese. They would get very angry. So it's so interesting because usually we're very good about, right? About like, Koreans, we're really good at like pointing people out. Like you can tell if you're Asian, you can tell like, oh, she's Korean, she's Chinese. So it's really interesting. Korean people think I'm Korean. Chinese people think I'm Chinese. Japanese people think I look inferior. That's too soon? Too soon? It's a World War II joke. Too soon? Too soon? I gotta wait another 100 years? Okay. My dad had to go to the bathroom because when you turn 81, you have a very small bladder. So let's not make him feel uncomfortable when he comes back. Okay. Is it getting windier and windier? Am I gonna blow away? By the way, I had my hair down. It was so cute. And then I came in here and it was like, so I had to borrow a hair clip from Linda. Of course, Linda is so prepared. She was like, I got you. I got a hair clip in my car. Okay. I am really happy to see an event like this had booze, right? Some of you partook in some booze, and I'm always happy to see an event with booze because sometimes, like I one time was invited to a dry wedding. A dry wedding. Do you know what a dry wedding is? No alcohol at all. Exactly. Thank you, Ajamma. No fun, says Ajamma. I want to hang out with you, Ajamma. I want to go to Maui with you. You can kill the chickens. I'll bring the vodka. You what? Of course you do. Every Korean over 65 knows how to kill, skin, fry like a live ass chicken. If you're in a like wild situation, like a Naked and Afraid situation, you want to be with the Koreans. They will feed you. Okay. So I was invited to a dry wedding because both sets of parents were evangelical Christians. So no booze at this wedding. And I was like, what? That is not in the spirit of Christianity. Jesus Christ would not approve of this. Jesus Christ was at a wedding that ran out of wine, and he was like, we got to do something about this. This is a problem. This was the first miracle Jesus Christ ever performed. Before he brought anybody back from the dead, before he fixed Lazarus, the first miracle ever, he was like, we need some booze back in here. We need some booze back at this wedding. Mary ran up to him and was like, you go find your father because we need some more. Okay. This is going really well so far. Thank you. I am so happy. Can I ask how old you guys are? No. You're 16? Can you stand up and show everybody? This is what 16 looks like. He's a whole ass man. You're a man. They make them look so grown now. You're 16, and then how old are you? You're 17. What about you? 17. 15? No. You're 15 years old and you already won a scholarship? What are you gonna do with it? Buy lip gloss? Like, what are you gonna do? Why does a 15-year-old need a scholarship? Do you know what I was doing at 15? Not winning scholarships, I'll tell you that. I was trying to get drunk at 15. What, are you the youngest one of the group? Everybody, you're 15. Okay, can I ask you what school you go to? What? Lexington High, that's a good one. That's a really good school. I didn't go to Lexington High. I went to North Andover. It's not a good school. Andover is a good school. North Andover. Poor little brother. Poor little brother. That was my whole life. Like, I would tell people I went to North Andover, and they'd be like, that's a great school. I'd be like, no, you're thinking about Andover. And then, do you know where I went to college? UMass Amherst. Not a good school. Not a good school, not a good school. But anybody who's not from Massachusetts, I would say, I went to UMass Amherst. They'd be like, Amherst? That's a great school. I'd be like, yup. It is a good school. And then I would just stop. I wouldn't correct them. If you're not from Massachusetts, you don't know the difference between UMass Amherst and Amherst. So anybody other than Massachusetts, I'd be like, I went to UMass Amherst. They go, Amherst? That's like Ivy League. I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then I would just stop talking. I was telling them I went to North Andover High. Not impressive. My father, who came back from the bathroom, my father is 81 years old. Such a handsome man. And those eyebrows, am I right? My father is 81 years old. So I don't know if you guys know about Korean culture, but anytime over 60, if you have a decade birthday, it is a very big deal. Historically, it used to be 60. Like if somebody in your family turned 60, you would throw them a huge party because in the old days, people only lived to about 60. And so if you made it to 60 in old time Korea, you made it. Like you lived a really long life and you were successful and they would throw you a huge party. Well, as time progresses, the dates get later and later because everybody lives to 60 now, right? Don money. How old are you? 70. Don money is 73. He looks amazing. Can you stand up and show people how handsome you are? Handsome. Handsome. I mean, does this man look rich or what? Do you own a boat, sir? Do you own a boat? Of course you do. Yes, you do. You have that dark tan. You're like, I was on a boat all day. 73, right? And you're still young. You're still young. See, this is the thing. Old times, 60 used to be old. Now 60 is young. 70, then it went to 70. You throw a huge party. Now even 70 is young. I didn't throw my dad a party 60 or 70. Not because I thought he was gonna live long, but because I was no don money. Like I could not afford to throw my father a party. So then he turned 80 and I was like, oh my God. I said to my sister, I was like, we have to throw him a huge party because we didn't throw him at 60, we didn't throw him at 70. Now he's turning 80, he's in great shape, we gotta throw him a huge party. So I spent all this money. I flew his siblings in from Korea. I put them up in an Airbnb. I rented a SUV that would carry everyone. I rented a Korean restaurant and did the whole thing, like where you set up the special cake and the copper bowls, and there's a whole thing. You can Google it. There's a whole thing. Okay, there's like a special dais with all these things. Tok, you're supposed to have tok. I threw him this huge party for his 80th birthday, and it was great. And then he turned 81, and I did nothing. Nothing. I was like, Dad, you're gonna have to wait till you're 90 now. Because I spent all my money on 80, 81. You're on your own, old man. You're on your own, old man. Not doing it. Okay, I just have a couple of more jokes because it's getting late. Let's face it, it's getting late. Linda's like, please get off the stage. Linda is like, they're kicking us out soon. They're kicking us out of the gazebo. Okay, I'll just tell you a couple more jokes. First of all, congratulations to all of you. You guys did great. What are you gonna do, 15-year-old from Lexington High? What are you gonna do with that money? She's like, save it. Lip gloss is what she's gonna do. And then what are you guys gonna do? Save it. She's going to London. Oh my God. You know, there's no drinking age in London. That's what she's going to do. That's what she's going to drink a lot of beer in London. This is the time to do it. I mean, you guys are here. You're like really like top of your class, right? You're top of your class and you're killing it and you're just doing so well. Just remember, before you graduate college, just screw up at something. Just screw it up. Just get super drunk. As long as you don't get arrested, you're gonna be great. Super drunk, party, do all that stuff. You can come ask me. I went to UMass Amherst. I know how to do it. Ask me. I didn't go to Amherst. I went to UMass Amherst. Okay. I am. Thank you so much for having me, Linda. Thank you. This is a wonderful organization, really. And everybody, please vote for Linda. She is, you know, such a pillar of our community, and she's only half Korean, but she's like so Korean. Your mom is your mom here? Where's Linda's mom? Oma, stand up, please. You did such a great job. You really did. I mean, she's a lawyer. She's a Korean lawyer. 어머님, 너무 잘했어요. You're a 효녀. You know that word 효녀? It means like wonderful daughter. 효녀. Tell my parents. They don't know. They don't know 효녀. They're like, they've never said it. They're like, what? Hyo what? You went to UMass Amherst, girl. Okay, I'll tell you a joke. Since there's a lot of non-Asians here, I'll tell you a joke. Asians, you'll appreciate this. So, something I want to share about Asian culture. Asians are very, very superstitious, right? And all the superstitions mean you're gonna die. Thank you. Die. Everything, die. Like, if you're Korean and you whistle at night, ooh, dead, dead. You're gonna die. The number 4 is very bad luck. If you start seeing the number 4, dead. You're gonna die. When I was in high school, this was before cell phones, I had this classmate. She was Chinese, and we were exchanging numbers, and I wrote her name in red pen. Some of you are like, oh my God. She starts freaking out. She's like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You're writing my name in red. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So I stabbed her. She was right. It was so creepy. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much. My name is Helen Hong. Follow me on the socials at Funny Helen Hong. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm getting, oh! Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Korean American Citizens League of New England. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Now, the reason you're all here is because in order for us to do these amazing shows and things, we ask that you post and share and follow Korean American Citizens League and consider us in your giving. And it could be your giving now, later, add us to your will. If you need help adding us to your will, Attorney Song Kim can help you with that. But however you want to give, just think of us when you're giving. And we thank you guys so much. Congratulations, Jimmy. Thank you for being an inspiration. Congratulations, Macy Lee. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night.